and that multi-ball magic, the stories that it tells. From the classic wooden cabinets to the digital spells, every play's a new adventure, breaks you from your shells. Hanging out with Poe and Offgrid, yeah, the show's about to start. Talking pixels, flippers, and the tech that stole our heart. From the joystick to the headset, come on and play your part. Hanging out with Poe and Offgrid, a brand new world to start. Now we're strapping on the goggles, worlds are virtual and bright. Stepping into new dimensions, bathed in neon light. The future's here, it's crystal clear, and everything feels right. Connecting past and present.
Welcome to Hangin' Out.
And through
Let's do this.
the night.
And just like that, it's Sunday again.
Just like that. How's it going, Poe?
Good, good, and happy Mother's Day to you.
Oh, yeah, it is Mother's Day, or your Mother's Day.
Your Mother's Day.
I threw up just the one. Mike's Gaming Gala, best thumbnail ever. There was some stuff I think that got taken out of there because Polo's up there first, but I think there was other stuff because Casey said he had said something, but his comment was gone. Let's see. Also asked which was your mom, Mike, but it was easy to tell, and I didn't want to type it out, but Mike, you'll be glad to know that was kind of inspired the Mike the Gaming Road Warrior suggested.
The Gaming Road Warrior. I made the thumbnail, and like Bart said, is kind of a joke. I sent it to him and Mike said, well, where's the one with the Canadian maple leaf on it? I'm like, oh, you're right. Let's go back in there.
Yeah. So Poe sent it in there, and he Canadian up the one suit, and I said, I'm using it. It's going up. And before he could send me saying, no, maybe not, I already went on my phone. First time ever I set up the show on my phone. Like, I'm setting up that thumbnail. Let's see, who else is here? Kaos is here. Good to see you, Rick.
Hey, Chaos.
Michael is here.
Michael.
Retro Gamer 1977. This jackass is here. I don't know how he got on. Polo is here, as we said. Michael's at his shop now cleaning, but he's listening in. Famous or Crispy is here. Good to see you, Chris. Crypto Coffee is here.
Hello.
Let's see. Mike's got a book here. Had a busy day. Poe, your mom was happy to see you yesterday. Bart, your mom was thankful for the company. Casey, your mom was way too eager. Phil's mom was hungry, so I fed her. And Crypto Coffee's here, yeah. And Derek's mom wishes he'd call more. Casey said that he just got to his mom's for dinner and saw Mike running off. Hey, G. Parker's Arcade Room is here.
Hey.
Good to see you. I haven't seen you in days. Yeah. Chris says, Mike, that's the first thing I thought of when I saw it. Oh, and that one there is Mike's mom. Happy Mother's Day. Are you mothers? Some of mothers, usually there's another word following that, but I've called a mother before. Let's see. What else we got? We got anyone else I missed? Oh my gosh. Univ Debbie says, it's me. Oh my gosh, the bitch did come. That is Debbie from my work. She relieved me today and at 3 o'clock, and we left at 4 o'clock because we got to talking about YouTube channels, and she was checking out some of my stuff, and she said she was going to come to the show, and I told her before I left, if she shows up in the chat, make sure to type something, and I'm going to say, oh man, the bitch did show up, and she laughed, so I said I'm going to do it. She's pretty awesome. And she's already, the intro is good. She hasn't seen nothing yet. Wait till the outro. It'll be coming up in another 2.5 to 2 hours and 45 minutes. Let's see. Yeah, Casey had comments that got nuked. Polo saying Happy Mother's Day. Polo saying hi to Debbie. Debbie saying hey. Yeah, let's see. Anyone else? A lot of highs. Hi. Woo-ha. Most definitely not accurate. Hey, there's Derek. Pixeltorium. Now, let's see. Who? I said hi to Debbie. Kind of. I said what I said I was going to say. Yeah. And then Debbie got really excited. Now, she might change her excitement level when she watches some of our show, but she's talking about maybe doing some gaming stuff.
Oh, and nice.
Whether it's on YouTube or on Twitch or something. And I said, hey, if you start a channel, let me know and we'll have you on the show. And you can advertise your show on our show. But she might watch this show and be like, yeah, fuck that.
Right.
I see enough of this guy at work. But yeah, good stuff. Let's see. I just want to get to okay. I think I'm caught up. Said hi to everyone that's here. Well, how's your week? How'd your week go?
Well, it was a good week for the most. Well, mostly work, but I mean, yesterday was a good day of the week. We had my daughter's college graduation, and then that went from that to dinner for her and also for our mothers at the same time. So we all went out to a nice little Italian restaurant and had a great time yesterday.
Yeah. I was trying to book an appointment with your mom, but she said she was busy.
Yeah, she was busy.
Yeah,
and her phone kept going off the whole time we were there. I'm like, Mom, put the phone down.
It's that dang Mike's Gaming Gala calling again. He's still trying to get the second half of the 2-for-1 he got last week, I think. But yeah, we had a busy week here, busy weekend for sure. And I got called in the middle of the week. I had to work, and then yesterday I did the math. We spent about 20 minutes at home while we were awake. Alarm went off at 4:15. We left the house at 4:30. We got back home at 5 minutes to 8, and we go to bed at 8. So it was a long day. But it was helping a friend, so it was worth it.
And the food looked great. Sent me that picture. Oh man.
We went to an Italian restaurant over there in Pecos, because Pecos, Texas is known for Italian food. And little joint on the side of the road, and man, it was really good food. All right, Mike's gonna go have his dinner. He says be back in a while. Hold on here. Derek's trash talking me, and I'm skipping right by it. Hey Debbie, on behalf of all of us, I apologize that you have to work with. Yeah. Crypto says, Mike's Gaming Gal, this is why Mike left. I overheard your mom say out loud that if she's a joystick, she has to play with it. Yeah, Kelly got lasagna. I got the chicken parmesan.
Oh yeah.
And it was really good stuff. And technically the girl that we brought over to Pecos she was leaving. She worked at the hotel with us for a long time, and we gave her a ride. And she's like, "How much money do you want to take us over there?" And we're like, "Nothing." And she's like, "No, not nothing." And I said, "Well, it's going to cost me about 30 in gas to run you over there. So if you want to pay for the gas, that'd be cool." And she handed me money, and she says, "Just shut up and take it. We're not arguing about this." So she gave us enough money that she bought our dinner. So that was good.
Nice.
But
Nice.
Deb's feeling generous today. I'm nice to work with some days. Yeah. But yeah, so we had a busy weekend, and like I said, we got in a bind during the midweek. One of the girls that we work with, she had to get helicoptered to El Paso for medical reasons, and at the same night, one of the other girls' daughter had to get helivac up to Lubbock, and so two of our people got injured or had other commitments, and they couldn't work, and some other people that normally should have been working were not here in town, and so I had to work during the week. Let's see. Yeah. Only time he's a pain in the ass is when he's telling people I spoke in the stairwell on company time. That was only once. That was only once. Had a gentleman. It was pretty funny though. I think it was hilarious. Debbie was coming in to relieve me, and she just walked in, and a guest had come down. And he said the one end of the stairwell at the one end of the hallway smelled like someone had been smoking in there right as Debbie had walked in. So I just pointed over. It was her. She does that all the time. What the? But yeah, we keep it. Oh, look at here. We got $100 super chat coming in from
Nice.
G Parker's arcade room. It's in there as an IOU to G Parker though. It's actually a $100 bill, not a payment. It's we owe him. But I do have, we got to look into this iScored stuff. Have you ever looked into that, Poe?
No.
iScored and how that works?
Somebody mentioned it in our Discord a long time ago, back when we were doing the show about our challenges, but I never looked into it.
Yeah, I'm going to share this really quick since Greg's here. Let me share this. This is the one Greg's been doing. Let me make it bigger. But, all right, I got to ditch the chat because it's blocking it. But yeah, you can just set up these things. These were the official tournaments that we're doing this week, Terraforming Mars and Winter Sports. And then people can just add their scores. And look, I'm way down here. But if you want to modify it, if you play again, you just click on your own score and it'll let you change it.
Oh, nice.
And you can upload your photo proof and all that stuff. It's pretty cool. And then it does the automatic sorting for the who's on the top. And I don't know if you noticed the pattern here.
What should I say?
We're all chasing Jabba. Yeah. Look at Casey here.
Oh, nice. He's cheating.
Casey, the pinball gamer. And if you look here, here's Casey. And then here's Casey's boy. And I think, is it this one, Casey? Is that your daughter and Casey's wife? The whole Intellivision Gamer clan played Winter Sports. So
well, I think they each have their very own micro by now.
Yeah, pretty close. But that's awesome. I didn't get a chance. I haven't even played Terraforming Mars yet. Spooky Deluxe, you know I love that table. And
I know that Mars one, a lot of you guys like that. I wasn't a fan of that the last time we played it 50 years ago on the show.
Oh.
Probably just because, I'm even more terrible at it than others, so that's saying a lot. But,
Yeah. And Derek says in here, iScored was a really good idea. Hopefully it will help you not have to do the manual sheet so much. Yeah, and that is a cool thing with it also. You can export it as a spreadsheet file, and then it's neat. It'll show it when it first downloaded. It's all messed up, but then you can tell it to sort it by the player name and it automatically resets it. The only thing I don't like, it takes the commas out. So all the scores it's one big long number. And sometimes it gets a little confusing, and it's a lot easier to see it with the comments. But let's see. Joker's here. Good to see you.
Hey, Joker.
Joker is here. He's always here. He's just always quiet. Yeah. That is cool as hell. It is cool as hell. Jabba is insane. I'm telling you, if you watch I was just telling Debbie today, if you watch my VR, whenever I get a new table on VR, if Jabba's already played it, I go to the friends list and I see Jabba's score and I shoot for 10%. And if I get over 10% of his score, I count it as a victory. The dude is he's just a maniac. And he did a video on which table was it? Oh, now I feel bad. Oh, it's the new Comet. If you haven't played Comet yet, if you bought it and haven't played it, go to Jabba's channel. He did kind of like Ed does the.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, what's Ed's channel name? It just totally left my. Yeah,
it's Ed's Pinball Emporium.
If you go, there's a link in the description. It's the pinball one.
I know who he is.
Yeah, he did like one of Ed's videos where he gives a tutorial on the best ways to score, and he shows you how to get the 1,000,000-point shot that's kind of only on the third ball available. So it's really good. Awesome video. Hey, there's Torque.
Hey, Torque.
Torque says, hello.
Hello.
Let's see. Now y'all got me wanting to double dip between my Switch 2 and Meta. I wish the rest of the Zach tables from Steam would get ported over to Switch, since I already started my collection there. They are digital victory. Thank you, Derek.
Yes.
And Kelly and Polo. Everybody except for me and Poe.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Digital dick to me.
Yeah. Back when I was on the good side of Zachariah Pinball, and they used to talk to me before I gave him shit for not giving me those tables for free. They did say they are working on the Switch stuff, because they did all the new updates for Steam, and they got all that stuff going, and they did the full release. And the next thing on their schedule, they said, was to get the console stuff going, and the Switch was one of those.
Nice.
So hopefully the Switch stuff comes quickly. And yeah, Greg says Jabba likes the kids in the VR comment. Creepiest side things ever are those kids on the Comet table in VR. But
oh, I did see that.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Flight Quest 40 is here. How's it going, Flight Quest? Good to see you. He's holding a pattern, circling above.
Nice. He's flying over Pittsburgh. It's a beautiful day here.
But yeah, now I forgot what I was going to say because we got sidetracked with the
creepy kids are what we're talking about.
I'm going to talk to Greg about since we can use. This might be a scoop for Thursday's show. Greg and I can talk about. Since we can use iScored, I'm pointing over here like you guys can see what I'm pointing at. But since we can use iScored and people can put in their own stuff, there you go. Thanks, Poe. I think when we do, obviously when we play the Zachariah tables, people are playing on the micro and some people are playing on Zachariah on their Switch. Some people, and that's great. Perfect. I think when we do an FX table, if it's like those Williams tables, I'm going to tell Greg, I think we should say, I don't care how you play. You can play it on your Switch. You can play it on your Steam. You can play it on your PlayStation. You can play it on Pinball FX3. I don't care. If you have Monster Bash and that's what we happen to play, and the only place you have it is on FX3, play it there. Take a picture because we don't care. We're all going to be second. Oh, the best we can hope for is second to Jabba, probably third behind Polo also. So we're all just trying to get on the podium. So I don't care. I'm thinking anybody can play in any way. And I also think we're going to try to figure out how to put a column on there for our big Atari tournaments because we got nearly almost four people that played. What's our tournament now?
Squeeze box, and it's only been going for 3, 4, or maybe 5 weeks now.
Yeah, it's barely been going. No one really had a chance in the last 4 weeks to play a game that takes a minute and a half. And it's not like we threw such high score. I think we did have 4 or 5 though, didn't we? Because Creeper played, and I think Chris played, right? And
I think so. Yeah.
And of course, me and you.
It's been a while since I went back and looked at it. So.
Yeah, but I think when stuff like that happens, if people are just posting a photo, that way we don't even have to mess with the. Yeah, Greg says I agree. Yeah, might as well get as many people in there as we can. But I am just shocked because you could see it right on here. Let me share it again. Right on this, it is surprising to me. If you look at Winter Sports, that's our official one. That's at Games/Zaccaria. Look at how many people played that. And here's the Zen Pinball FX. That's it. 4. And it's running. This one isn't even Spooky's not even a real tournament. He just threw that on there as a test, and it's almost got as many people as Terraforming Mars. So people are liking these Zaccaria tournaments and playing on the At Games Mini and all that. So
yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Greg we got to point that out. Yep. Greg is higher than Polo on that, on Terraforming Mars. So that I count that as a win. Polo says that's a cool shirt. I am wearing my Portland. It's Monster Bash based.
Oh, nice.
All the critters. This is that shirt I was wearing at the Burger King over in New Mexico, and the girl behind the counter was like, "Cool, Monster Bash." I'm like, "Cool, you knew that." Oh, and I don't know if she's still here. I gotta tell on Debbie when we were talking about classic gaming and stuff. She was saying, "Yeah, I know one of those classic games. It's the one with the big gorilla guy." And one of the other guys, he's like, "Donkey Kong, right?" And she was like, "Yeah, Donkey Kong." And then she turned to me and she said, "Have you ever played Donkey Kong?" Yeah, it's kind of what I said. So I went to my channel and I scrolled way down to the bottom. And remember, I did that. My highest score ever I did on a live stream way back in the day. Right. So she was watching some of that. So, yeah. So it's pretty cool. But I was just thrilled that she knew what Donkey Kong was because she's a bit younger than us. So, yeah, let's see. Yeah, I got the login, so I can set one up also, and we might do that for our next Atari/Intellivision or whatever we decide to do. We'll throw it on there so people can just post their scores in a screenshot, and it'll sort it. Now, the one thing to remember with iScored, it is an honor system thing because you can click on someone else's name and change their scores, but I don't think we'll have a problem in our community. I think we're all pretty much, having fun with the thing. But if it does get to be a problem there, you can have the moderator of the thing can make it where every change has to be approved. But we don't want to have to do that. So, what are you drinking?
I have Gatorade tonight and a little bit of my half-calf coffee left here.
Nice.
So having that with dinner.
Hey, 8-Bit Steve is here.
Hey.
Poe's got lean in that cup. Yeah, good to see you, 8-Bit Steve. So, one thing, let's see. One thing Poe and I were talking about right before we went on, because we prepare like madmen.
Right.
We were here for 6-7 hours before this show, crunching numbers and seeing what we could come up with. And the second minute we were talking, we said, let's start the show. Bio creeps.
Yeah, it's funny that you brought that up because I didn't even think of it. You said, do you have anything new for this week? And you brought that up. And it turns out that, I went into to the Kickstarter for that already. So
Nice. That's what is it? You can tell us what it is.
it's almost a Contra type NES type game. You can play 2 players, but I think the idea of it is you have to kill the enemies from above, so you're jumping and shooting down, that kind of thing. But I was actually checking on another Kickstarter, one that I ordered at the end of last year from the guys that make the Haunted Halloween and everything. They're making a beat 'em up that's coming out this summer. So when I was checking in on that for the pre-orders of that, they're like, check out our friends with this game, Bio Creeps. I'm like, all right, I'll check it out. Well, I started watching some gameplay, and I'm like, yeah, I think I want that one too. So I went in on that. I don't think that one's coming out until might be like December or something like that, or January, something like that.
I sorry, Poe, I'm listening. I got to put myself a note
Yeah,
because Steve's calling me out here. I was supposed to check out. Let me put this in my notes.
you're supposed to have a little recorder like Norm Macdonald always did. Note to self, and then
Note.
say,
Yeah. DK94. Not DKOG 94. Just DK94 Game Boy. Okay, it's on my list. I shall not forget it.
because your kiss.
That song actually played on my playlist on the ride home today.
Oh, nice.
All the notes when they used to like each other.
Yeah, now what? Hall's got a restraining order against Oates and everything else. It's just
Yeah, they're pretty much as far as enemies as you can get. It's
maybe
sad.
one of them could get with Garfunkel and
There you go.
Alabama.
There you go. Garfunkel and Oates. That just has a ring to it. Hall and Oates. It kind of sounds like a job you might have had if you worked at the farm. So what'd you do for Farmer Johnson? I was hauling oats.
Making a metal band and call it hauling ass. Woo!
Yeah, there you go. Joker's drinking something I can't pronounce.
Oh, well, let me see.
Susquehanna.
Susquehanna.
What is that?
Susquehanna River in Pennsylvania.
Is that a beer? Is that a local beer?
I don't know what the drink is.
I don't either.
The river.
And Polo asked what I'm drinking, but I always drink the same thing. This is Coke Zero. I was so late leaving work because we were talking YouTube stuff for over an hour, and so I said, well, let's just stop at Wendy's. It's right here. So we stopped at Wendy's on the way home. I got
All
my
right, well,
normal.
now let's say I might have a hard time buying drinks from a fast food place anymore. And I don't know that it's real. It could be totally fake. Somebody posted this worm
Oh, I
that
saw
they
that.
said they got in their tea, and then other people were swearing in the comments, it's true. These are sewer worms that go into sludge, and there's been different people reporting it in McDonald's sweet tea.
Yeah.
It's
But
like,
the one I saw, that particular McDonald's had a sewage backup thing where and the inspectors came in and found out basically the backflow valve was stuck open so the sewage could come back into the store. So it wasn't Greg's taking off. Gotta go. All right. So we'll see you, Greg, and we'll talk during the week. Yeah, so that's what I heard. It was localized to that one store. And they had a physical problem with the sewage. But, I mean...
I do remember, like, years ago, when I went back to school, I was working at Pizza Hut as a delivery driver in the evening, and they would have all of the boxes of the syrup for those back in the dishwashing room, and those hoses would go out to where the waitresses filled them out front. And I remember one time an inspector coming in and pulling that back, and those hoses just looked like pure algae. They were all like green and crap. Yeah, so I was like, no more drinking from that.
That's like when they do those inspection on the ice cream machines in a lot of those places. It makes you not want a milkshake until the next time I want a milkshake, and I'm like, screw it, I'm just going to get one. Let's see, Crispy. I think he's talking still about. They're still talking about the Donkey Kong? Didn't know it was more than the first 4 levels. Finding that out was awesome memory. Nice. And let's see, Pierre is here.
Hey, Pierre.
Is Mike's Gaming Gala still gone, eaten? Pierre is here, our favorite Canadian.
Yes.
If Mike watches that on the replay, we'll edit that out. Kelly got tea, and she can confirm there is no worm in her tea.
About the tequila.
Tequila. So yeah. But yeah, that's what I'm drinking. I forget now what we were talking about. So BioCreeps, we talked about that.
BioCreeps, go check out the video if you have. Looks cool. If you love shooters on the NES, might be something you want.
Yeah. Was there anything else I talked about that was worthy of it? It mentions, let's see, in this thing I pulled up, of course, the Neo Geo. People have been talking about that a lot. Sega Genesis Lego set coming out June of 2026. It will follow the style of the Lego NES and Atari 2600 sets.
Nice.
So look for that. Wizardry history. On a more somber note for archivists, there are reports that an incredibly early piece of wizardry history, the Dungeons of Despair release from 1981, might be lost to time. I guess they lost everything to do with it. I don't know. But I guess they're saying here, Atari has been on a roll with acquisitions. Their most recent move is acquiring the rights to the first 5 wizardry games. I don't know anything about
they'll probably do another digital Eclipse style release, I would imagine, for that, where they go through the history and have the games to play and stuff. That would be my guess anyway, what they'll do with that.
Let's see. Are you, Poe, and Kelly going to see Mortal Kombat 2? Perhaps. Probably not at the same time. Not in the same theater. Yeah, I don't know. We went and saw that. What the heck was that movie? The second one of. Shoot, I can't think this weekend. It's the second, that movie where the lady gets married and finds out she has to play the game, and they're all trying to kill her. And then the second one came out, and then last week during the week, Kelly and I watched They Will Kill You, which has a kind of similar theme. Pretty good movie though. Pretty good slasher, just gore fest. At one point, there's an eyeball that gets popped out and it's chasing after people on its own. So it's got a little bit of like, to me, that reminded me like of a Reanimator type of feel, or some of those classic. Kelly's like, road trip. I guess we're gonna have to meet somewhere to watch Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I don't keep up with movies.
Because if we meet in the middle, it might be somewhere near Cincinnati. So we could all 4 of us just meet.
Phil would make us go to a G-rated movie.
Oh, that's true.
Depending on how he feels.
Exactly. Yeah, Ready or Not. Derek, you are right. Ready or Not. We watched Ready or Not 2 in the theater. Steve says, I used to be a janitor at a truck manufacturing organization. An employee asked me about the clogged toilet, and I said, no floating corn. That's always a good sign. Pierre is going to go see Mortal Kombat 2 next Friday.
Nice.
See, I was planning on going to Canada to watch Mortal Kombat 2, but Pierre never invited me, so I'm not going. I did tear up a little bit when I saw that he's going without us. They Will Kill You is a great movie. Yeah, Kelly and I had a great time with that. It has a lot of feel, kind of like Ready or Not 2, but it's different. It's not the same movie, but it kind of has the same feel. Have you and Poe seen Drag Me to Hell?
Drag Me to Hell. Isn't that an older one?
Yes. I think that came out in the was it the 90s or early 2000s, maybe?
Yeah, I watched a lot of stuff back in the day. A lot of stuff. Lately, though, I just don't.
Drag Me to Hell. And if I remember correctly, is that not Sam Raimi? Evil Dead?
Maybe.
I think he did Drag Me to Hell. I used to know so much stuff about movies, and now I have to think about all that stuff.
Yeah, really, I just spend my evenings now watching everybody that's on live, and that's it. That's my nighttime entertainment. So, and then usually on the weekends in the evening, I try to make my own videos if I can. So,
yeah. Oh yeah.
Have
you seen Sucker Punch? That one came out about a decade ago. They Will Kill You kind of has Sucker Punch feels to it, also. But if you've never seen Sucker Punch,
a few weeks ago, I watched. What the heck is the name of that movie? The guy that played Saul in Better Call Saul. He did these movies where he's like a mercenary type, spy type, and Christopher Lloyd plays his dad in them. So he's like an unassuming dude, but then he's there beating the crap out of everybody. And it's just the sequel came out last year, and I'd been meaning to watch it, so we finally watched it a few weeks ago there. And Colin Hanks is in it, and yeah, it didn't disappoint if you love the action and just seeing Saul from Better Call Saul go in and kick everybody's ass. You got to check it out.
I've never seen Better Call Saul, so I don't know the actor you're talking about.
Yeah, he's the dude. Oh, he was also in Mr. Show in the 90s there, the comedy show. He used to write for Saturday Night Live. So when you're thinking about this guy, you're not thinking tough guy that's kicking ass, but in those movies. And of course, I can't think of the name of those either.
Yeah, it's been so long since I watched television. And Kelly and I, we watch 2 or 3 different welcome to the movie portion of the show, brought to you by I don't know who. We watch 2 or 3 guys that do horror movie recommendations, and I just sit there. The TV's right next to me. I'm sitting at my laptop, riding the high seas. And as soon as they recommend a movie, I'm typing. And then we have a hard drive. I think we got like 30 or 40 horror movies in our backlog that we need to get to. So almost everything that we were watching lately is horror.
I think the bad thing is, like, I haven't been watching new things, but when I do get a chance to watch a movie, like the other night, I've been watching a lot of old Norm Macdonald stuff again, like some of his stand-up and documentaries about him and stuff. And it came up on YouTube, free version of Dirty Work, uncut, but there's commercials. I'm like, I haven't watched Dirty Work in forever. So I sat and watched the whole thing out here the other night.
And, it's on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Wow.
It had been years since I watched that one. So.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I need to watch it. It's another one. I do have a little subdirectory in my hard drive of not horror that has probably a half a dozen movies, but I never get to it because I'm like, well, let's watch this and let's watch that. And right now I'm just waiting for a handful of movies that are just not released on streaming yet. But I don't know. We may. Michael says, "Cool, love Dirty Work." I think we're going to El Paso again this week. We went the week before last because Kelly had to get new glasses. That's one problem with living way out here. It's not just that we have to go to that far to go to anything else, but when you go to doctor's appointments and stuff, she goes gets glasses. Or if I go get new glasses, it takes 2 weeks or a week or whatever, 10 days to come in. We got to drive all the way back over there.
Yeah.
And I've gotten to the point, I don't think I've physically seen my doctor in 2 or 3 years now because I have to drive to El Paso for them to draw blood a week before the appointment. And then I tell them, we're doing this by phone. I'm not driving back to El Paso next week. You can just, if there's a problem with the blood work, call me. If everything's fine, we'll just let it go, but because I can't justify driving over, especially with gas prices the way they are right now.
Yeah, nuts, just nuts.
Yeah, it's and we still can't take our car, so we have to drive the Blazer, which gets like 20 miles per gallon. So it's like a $40 trip to go to El Paso and back now, maybe 50. You can buy glasses online, yeah, and I think I'm gonna find out the next time I get glasses over there. Even I'm just gonna say, can you just have them shipped to me instead of? I don't need you guys fiddling with the ear things and all that. I can fit them myself.
Right.
And if I have a problem, then I'll take it back. But why drive over there to find out there's no problem with them?
Right.
Think I might pop in Stripes tonight.
Oh, nice.
That's the fact, Jack. Yeah, that's a great movie. That is a great.
Talk
I have
about-
not.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just thought of the scene from Dirty Work, and I totally forgot about that one through the years. But I got to tell it here. But Norm Macdonald's driving down the road, and his buddy, Artie Lang plays his best friend. He's in the car. They see all these people waiting outside in the line, and they've known each other since they were kids, so they've always been doing goofy stuff. They must be waiting outside of a theater or something. So Norm's like, "Hey, look!" And Artie looks over and sees the people. He's like, "Oh yeah!" So he whips his bare ass out the window when they're going past. But then Norm parks right there in front of the theater and gets out of the car and goes across the street. And Artie's like, "Oh, sorry about that. I didn't know he was going to stop here." He's buckling his pants.
Oh, that's hilarious. Let's see. We got some information popping up here. Suska, however you pronounce it, equals bull. I can't pronounce it. Is that just bullet rye, amaretto, and man, no wonder I can't pronounce the drink. I can't pronounce anything that's in it either. Very, very yummy. Kicks your ass. Nice. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, I haven't seen Stripes in a long time. And I've never seen Dirty Work. And we watched something, someone was talking about Dirty Work. One of the other movie channels was talking about that movie like a month ago, maybe. And I'm like, I got to see that. I need to see that.
Now, back in the day, loved it, hadn't seen it for years and years. So watching it again now, of course, it's very cheesy, but there are just certain parts in that movie that are so memorable and hilarious.
Yeah. Well, it's got Norm in it, so you can't go wrong.
He's funny, and he always said, "I'm not an actor," so he's just Norm Macdonald wherever you see him. Same guys.
Yeah, I like watching. I say all the time, Kelly and I watch a lot of reaction videos, and I like watching these younger folks react to some of Norm's stuff, and they don't get his humor, and when he'll do a joke that he knows is going to bomb, and he says it straight faced and goes through the whole joke and his reaction to it bombing, and they don't understand that that's the joke.
He does. He'll do a 10-minute joke for a terrible, terrible punchline at the end. And that gained popularity on the Conan O'Brien show because he would be doing it, and they're like, "You're not going to do one of those again." No, listen now. And he'll go through it and he'll do it again. And they'll just be like, really, Norm? At the end of it.
Yeah.
So,
Do you ever see that thing when he was on Conan with that chick from Melrose Place, and she was doing the movie with Carrot Top, and he's busting all over the movie, and he says, well, if it's with Carrot Top, I know what it's called. It's called Box Office Poison or something like that. The chick's laughing, but he's slamming it. And then Conan says, "No, for real though, what is the name of the movie?" And she says, "It's called Chairman of the Board." And Conan looks at Norm and says, "Do something with that, you freak." And he's like, "I'll bet you board is spelled Bored."
And then he did say after that, I saw an interview, he said he felt kind of bad because it really did bomb after that.
Yeah. See, I always thought Carrot Top caught a lot of hell. I mean, he's a goofball, he's a dork and all that, but some of his bits were funny with his props. He did come up with some funny stuff. There's a lot of bad stuff, but I thought he was pretty funny.
I said Norm would get off on that though. Like if he bombed, he thought it was even better. He would go out at the end at the theater at the door to tell everybody goodbye if he thought he bombed really bad. So he'd be right there in their face when they're walking out. Like, thanks for coming, you know.
Yeah. What was whose roast was that he did? And the whole bit was just stinker after stinker, and he knew it. And he's just doing them all on purpose. Did you like Norma's death on Family Guy?
Yeah.
I never watched Family Guy. Here, Michael's got my favorite dumb comedy movies have to be Airplane 1 and 2 and all the Naked Gun movies.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah. The Zucker brothers, just crazy. Amazing.
I have all the Naked Gun movies here on Blu-ray. I have Police Squad. And all I need is the newest one that came out last year. And we liked it. We went to see that at the theater. So.
Yeah. It's funny. My dad was never a big movie person. And so he never watched any of those movies. But when Police Squad came on TV, he loved that show. He would just be like, I never seen my dad laugh so much as he watched the Police Squad. And then he did watch the first Naked Gun movie. And I think he was bothered with Priscilla Presley being in it and acting goofy and all that. He was a big Elvis fan and all that stuff. And I think he felt like it was taboo or something to have Priscilla Presley playing that role. And, and of course the humor, like the nice beaver, that wouldn't fly well with my dad. He didn't like that type of stuff, but Joker says Stripes is a great movie.
Yep.
Mike's Gaming Gala says he's back. Crypto's mom says hi. Welcome back, Mike. You're in the middle of the movie section of our show tonight. We're talking about some movies, so exciting. And Norm Macdonald featuring Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also like watching people react to when he does all his OJ jokes on the Saturday Night Live, and then he has all those ones where he picks on women, and that's fun to watch women watch that one.
The OJ jokes, I mean, that's what ended his SNL career. The bigwig from NBC was a friend of OJ Simpson. And he said he called him up and he said, "Yeah, you're fired." And he said, "Oh no, that's bad news." And he said, "Can I ask why I'm being fired?" He said, "Yeah, because you're not funny." He said, "That's even worse news." Said, I'm not funny. He keeps going on about it.
Yeah. I love the joke he did when he was in one of the ones they got the highlights of his female jokes and stuff. And I don't remember what the original joke was, but the crowd he lost a lot of the crowd. At Saturday Night Live, they kind of were booing him and groaning. And he goes, "Yeah, just so you know that joke was written by a woman. So now you don't know what to do you?" And the crowd's all quiet. And then he just goes, "I'm just kidding. We don't hire women." Yeah. Norm Macdonald was a hero.
Another Canadian.
Yeah, look at Derek ratting me out. He's gonna go back and watch the replay. His version of the moth joke was epic. Yeah, he just cracks me up. But I just feel like the people that don't get him just never will. They just yeah.
His Burt Reynolds on Celebrity Jeopardy was freaking hilarious, and he wrote that whole skit.
Ferguson.
Turd Ferguson. And then they called on him Burt Reynolds. He's like, "That's not my name." They're like, "All right, Turd Ferguson." And he comes out at the end of it with that great big giant hat on. He's like, "Look at that giant cowboy hat. It's funny because it's big." But yeah, he wrote that. They made him, first he was hired as a writer, and then they had him do Weekend Update. Well, then they told him he needed to be able to do some impressions. And so he wrote Celebrity Jeopardy. that became really popular later on. But he said he actually stole that whole thing from Halfwits, from SCTV, their game show Halfwits. So, but he called Eugene Levy, who wrote that original sketch, and asked permission to do a take on that. And he said then when he told him, I'm going to be Burt Reynolds, he said costume came, and they brought him a white beard and mustache for Burt Reynolds. He's like, no. I don't do now Burt Reynolds. I do 1970s Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, that was good. Oh,
Turd Ferguson.
Yeah, that was good. So I didn't watch a whole lot of Saturday Night Live, but you know, a lot of the big stuff that became popular, I saw the clips of that stuff, but I didn't watch it like on a regular basis.
Right. We did certain years, certain eras of it, you know.
Yeah, some of those eras were not so good.
Right. Oh, I really remember starting to watch the stuff back when Phil Hartman and then joining Dana Carvey and them, and then that went into the Sandler years and Farley and all of them. So we loved those ones. And then, of course, we had watched the reruns of the Belushi stuff by that point in the 80s, all the reruns. Those were probably the best seasons to me.
Yeah. Well, it's hard. I mean, how do you follow when you had those original seasons? You got Aykroyd with his Jane, you ignorant slut. That's TV gold right there. That's
he was the best.
Yeah. See, Mike wasn't even here. We talked about this particular thing right here. What do you should call the movie? It's box office poison. That's right. Chairman of the board, BORED. We had that discussion about that very show. Yeah, Mike says he feels bad for people that don't get Norm. Yeah, me too. Yeah, but they had, of course, times are different. So you could do stuff that you can't do now. Also,
yeah.
You know, so that helps. But I don't know. But there were a lot of very famous comedians and stuff that came out of Saturday Night Live that had really good careers after the fact. So
there's another skit that he did, and Sylvester Stallone was the host. And like Norm and his wife or whatever, they're in this car accident and they're about to die. Sylvester Stallone comes up to rescue them. But instead of just letting them help him rescue him, he's just going on about how bad Sylvester Stallone's movies are in Norm fashion. Yeah. He's like, oh, wait, you know, it's like, yeah, how about we arm wrestle for custody of our kid? You know, just ripping on him and stuff. It's like, and
I
then
have not seen that.
He's finally trying to pull him out, and Norm's going, oh, stop, or my mom will shoot. And then he dies.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I have not seen that. I'd like to. I need to look some of this stuff up. After I look up Donkey Kong 94 for the Game Boy.
Right.
That's something from last show I still haven't done. But it's been a busy week.
Yeah, it's been nuts.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to some vacation or something coming here. Another month and so many days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it's nice. I like to spread mine out if I can. Like my one coworker took like all of his 4 weeks already. So I'm like, oh, dude, you're done already? Man, you know, he finished his in April. I'm like, holy crap, you got the whole year to go now?
Yeah.
Like, that's got to suck.
That's how bad this is. Oh, you said, I like to spread mine out. And then you said, like my one coworker. I thought you were going to say, like Mike's mom or something.
Oh.
I was like, oh, wait, he's still telling us the real story.
Yeah, this is the Mother's Day special. I better get on that. I think I get on Mike's mom.
Oh, show back. Yeah, Mike comes back. Everyone's hiding their mom. That's right. They're all calling their mom right now. Are you okay? Mike wasn't just there. He said he was eating, but we don't know who. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where did everybody go? I guess we put them off with Norm Macdonald talking.
Yeah, they're like, I'm offended. I do not know Norm Macdonald. I never got him. I didn't understand his humor. Yeah, I meant to call my mom today, and I didn't get around to it. I just sent her a text, and my mom's like, COVID, everyone had it, and you could get a shot for it, but it wasn't recommended.
When you waited in line, you had to be 6 feet behind the guy in front of you. Though, that kind of stuff.
The line went all the way around the block. Wait, whose side am I on here? Hold on. I thought we were talking about Phil's mom again. Phil's not even here. Doesn't feel right to pick on Phil.
It's Mother's Day. We had a better turnout than I thought we might.
That's true. That's true. I told Kelly earlier that joke I made in the beginning about I've been called mother, but there's usually a word after it. That's actually, I got the jump in the chat for our work. I went in the group chat this morning because I got to work at 5 a.m, so I'm up early. So I said, hey, happy Mother's Day to all the moms in this chat. So now anyone else that says it looks like they're just copying because I did. And the assistant manager of the hotel, Tiffany, she had replied, and then someone asked, I think someone asked how many mothers we had in there, and I wanted to type in the group chat right with all the management and everything. Well, Tiffany calls me mother sometime, but there's always a word after it. And she's ex-Navy. She was a CB, so sometimes I call her Mike just to be funny. But yeah, so we get along well, and I can tease her about stuff because she was ex-Navy also. But technically, we're all mother effers. That is true. That is true. Even all jokes aside, this is a true statement. Yeah. That's some of those things that people call each other, as a bad thing. I don't understand. Like, if someone calls you a son of a bitch, it's like, why are you mad at my mom? What did she do? You can call me a dick or an asshole or something. Why are you calling my mom a bitch? It's like,
the only ones that topped that were South Park was the Uncle Fudger. You don't want to be called that.
You don't want to be called that one. I like in Carlin's bit when he's talking about all the dirty words, and he's saying cocksucker. He's like, when did that one change? Cocksucker means a bad man. It used to be a good woman. Hey, there's Megan. She came in just in time for the mother effers and cocksucker jokes. Megan, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Oh, she was here earlier though, wasn't she? I thought she popped in earlier when we were talking about something, and I didn't.
Always trying to look here.
Yeah, I thought
like that guy.
Or maybe not. Maybe Derek mentioned it, because I think he mentioned about their show together. Yeah, that's what it was. I just know I saw her name in one of the chats, and then I realized it was just Derek, so I quickly forgot it.
And I didn't get to see their show live again, and I need to go back and watch the replay because the topic sounds like an excellent topic. So
this is a classic. My mom called me a son of a bitch once. That is hilarious. Yeah. Kelly calls me a motherfucker. I say, if you play your cards right. But you talk to me like that, it won't. Yeah, everyone's saying, thank you, sorry. It's okay. That's okay. I'm like, I didn't get to watch. I jumped in there. 12 o'clock is tough for me. I know it's tough for you too, Poe, because you get right off of lunch. And 12 o'clock is when I got to go knock on doors and make sure people got the hell out. So I'm
it was really bad this week. Because 3 of the guys in my group asked to leave early for different reasons Friday. So we really, we were down in numbers, had to get work done. So we knew all eyes would be on us on Friday. So I couldn't even kind of sneak the phone out like I normally do.
Yeah, gets kind of like, Mike even said it during his show when I popped into his show. He's like, "Oh, he's here," which means he's about to get busy, and it just never fails. But at right at 12 is when I go knocking on doors, but and sometimes that goes quickly, and other times it goes slowly. And I think, that was yesterday. I was going to say I thought it was Friday, but it was yesterday. Knocked on one of the doors, no answer. I go in there and suitcase open on the bed. There's clothes all over the floor and all kinds of. I'm like, this guy is not here, but his stuff is. So I had to call the guy and the housekeeper that's working that floor. He's like, "Well, I'll just clean it like it's a stayover, an occupied room. I'll just clean." I said, "No, you don't want to go in there, dude. There's underwear on the floor." He's like, "Oh yeah, no, I'll just get." But so sometimes that kind of stuff can happen when you're knocking on doors, but usually it's okay. Just people don't, they'll leave without telling us, and then I have to go knock on the door and see if they're gone. So I laid down the law. That's right. But and over at the Holiday Inn, we had a couple of psychopaths kind of guys. I got over there. I was just going to ask the girl that was working the front desk a question. She said, "Yeah, these guys over there, they were like almost coming to blows or yelling at each other. They were kind of calm when I was there, and then one of them came over and checked out, and I just kind of stood to the side. They left, and she's like, "I'm glad you were here. I was a little nervous about them coming over to the desk." And I think they were tweaking on something. I think they were on some kind of drug. But I don't know. Yeah. Not as bad as the psycho that came through. Did I tell you about that guy that came in a couple weeks ago? Thought he was like some CIA guy or something. He was interrogating people, and
I don't remember that.
yeah, he came in and used the restroom, and it was right when I had to go knock on doors. And when I came back down, he's like, he came over and started asking me all these questions, weird questions about a Cadillac Escalade and all this. And he asked my name, and I'm like, "I'm not telling you my name," but she had her name tag, so he knew the Kelly. And he's like, "Well, what's your last name?" She's like, "I'm not telling you my last." He's like, "Oh, that's okay. We know who you are." And she's like, "Whatever." And then he left, and right when I came down, and she said, "I think he's going over to the Holiday Inn next." And there was a girl working the counter over there by herself. So I just dropped my stuff on the counter and went over there. And I went walking in, and she's kind of talking to him, but I could tell she looked a little nervous of the guy. So I just went behind the counter. I'm like, "Can I help you, sir?" And he's like, "Oh, are you the manager?" I'm like, "No, how can I help you?" And he started in about the Cadillac Escalade. What can you tell me about that Cadillac Escalade out there? I'm like, "I can't tell you anything." I said, "Even if I knew anything about it, I can't tell you anything." He's like, "Well, I would think you would know, because the guy who owns it, he's a frequent flyer here." We're like, "This is a hotel, not an airline. We don't really have." But I'm like, "No, I don't know anything about it. Is there anything else I can help you with?" And I just kept it short. And he's like, but yeah, he was acting like he was some kind of CIA guy, or "Yeah, I'm doing this investigation, and I'm just trying to find out what anyone knows about that Cadillac Escalade." And I'm like, "Nothing." But
Weird.
I came over there with her, and the one maintenance guy, he had been walking by, so I was looking. He was kind of standing off to the side in case this guy would have got crazy. But and then funny enough, her husband came in to drop off her lunch. So she's like, "Yeah, for a second I was all nervous because this guy was asking me all these questions. Then all of a sudden he was here, and then you came in, then my husband came in, and then I didn't feel as nervous." It's like, yeah. But yeah, he was. Yeah, let's see. It was strange, to say the least. According to Phil's mom, I also lay down the pipe. Yeah, double stacked. Yeah, I had another guy one time. He came in, and he was telling me all kinds of stuff. He just wandered in. He wasn't a guest. He was walking by, came in the front and I thought he was just going to ask to use the bathroom. He stayed for like 20 or 30 minutes, and he's telling me all these. He was ex-CIA, ex-FBI, and his latest deal was he was just down in one of the cartels in Mexico, and he had infiltrated the cartel, and he was with them for like 6 months, and he was in real tight with the leader of the cartel, and then they found out what his cover was, so he had to take off running through the desert. They were shooting at him, and they're watch the Discovery Channel. They're making a documentary about me right now, because if the cartels are looking for you, the best thing to do is, and you're an ex-CIA, just go on TV and talk about it.
Right.
That's the best way to handle that kind of stuff. So eventually, after about 20 minutes or whatever, I just made up all right, man, I got some paperwork I got to take care of before my shift ends, so take it easy. And he left. And then the next day, I stopped at the gas station on the other end of town. He was in there talking to them. I'm like, quick, pay for my stuff. Get out of there. Yeah, it's you do see some weird stuff from time to time. Kelly said complete weirdo. He was acting so odd. Everyone's saying hey to Megan. Derek said hey to me. Derek, have you met Megan? You guys should hook up with a show or something. That would be cool.
Yeah.
All right, Mike's got to go again. He will watch the replay. Sounds
Replay.
good. Have a good evening. Tell your mom I said hi. But I said that to one of the guests today. She was checking out. She said, "Yeah, now I'm going over to my mom's house for dinner. She lives down in nearby town." I said, "Oh, tell her I said hi." And she said, "I would, but she's with Mike's Gaming Gala." So. Yeah. Megan says she doesn't know this Derek guy. Oh, so what else we got going on? Anything exciting? I don't have anything exciting going on at all. I still have pinball tables to play.
Yeah, I got to play in the challenge here. I got to get down there and do that one of these nights. Hopefully, I don't have anything else going on after work this week. I don't think I do. Hopefully, I don't.
Yeah. Pierre says Mike's leaving. He is becoming again the favorite Canadian. That's right. No, you always are the favorite Canadian, Pierre. We just don't talk about it when Mike's here. The sentiment doesn't change. It's just what we can say out loud without our moms paying the price for it. Oh, Crispy's got to get up at 3. Got to roll. Talk to y'all this week. All right, Chris.
Right.
Have a good sleep. Tell Mrs. Crispy happy Mother's Day from us.
Right.
Didn't mean to speak for you there, Poe, but I'm sure. Tell Mrs. Crispy happy Mother's Day. And I don't know. Someone asked the other day at work, they said, so what are you doing for Kelly for Mother's Day? And I just completely straight faced, I said, she's not my mother. And they're like, what? What? And they really didn't have an answer for it. And the one girl goes, technically, I guess he's right.
Right. My father-in-law used to always say that about my mother-in-law. That's not my mother.
Yeah. And then I told Kelly while we were eating at that, we don't really do holiday stuff. We don't even really do anything for each other for the birthdays or anything. It's just,
right.
Say happy birthday, whatever, but that's about it. And so I told Kelly while we were eating at that Italian restaurant, if anyone asks what I'm doing for you for Mother's Day, this is it. We're calling this your Mother's Day dinner. And she's like, that sounds good. I did tell one person, I said, I think I'm going to take her to El Paso. Maybe we'll go out for lunch, maybe go to a movie. Because she had already said, well, when we go to pick up my glasses, we'll see if Shelby wants to go with. And she always wants to go to a movie when we go to. So I'm like, I'm counting that too. So, but yeah. Now, you know, I don't know how common it is on your side of Pennsylvania, but over on the eastern side where all my family lives, they're pretty big on the like my grandparents, they would call each other mom and dad, you know.
Oh yeah.
And my mom hated that idea. Especially my grandparents on my dad's side, you know, whenever my grandpa talked about my grandmother, he would always say, yeah, Mom, can you do this? Or go ask Mom that. She's like, I am not his mother. I am not, you know, talking about my dad. I'm your wife, not your mom. Don't be calling me Mom. That's what the kids call me. So we never did that. So,
right. We didn't either. Yeah. I mean, just call her, hey, hon, or hey, babe. You know, she does the same thing. Babe! Which then it turns into not a term of endearment, but I'm in trouble type of thing. But
yeah. Yeah.
Depending on the tone.
Yeah. We just, I'll call Kelly Shorty and she calls me fuckhead or something. I don't know. But, no, it's funny. Someone was asking about that with the pet names and stuff like that. And there's not a whole lot of times, like when Kelly and I first met, she always called me by my middle name, which is Eric. So she'd always call me Eric. But then by the time we, you know, were living together and then got married and all that stuff, very rarely do we call each other by name. It's like, and if she calls me Eric around other people, they don't know who the heck she's talking to. You know? But yeah, she.
You talk about that kind of thing, like growing up. My brother's name is actually Gary after my dad, but he's a junior, so we go by his middle name, Dennis or Denny. And he had friends that knew him all through high school that didn't realize until they graduated when it was in the yearbook what the way his name really was. They're like, you've been lying to us for all these years. Your name's Gary. I'm like, no, I never went by that. You know, it's like,
yeah,
that's kind of common in our family.
Yeah. My uncle Chip, he's passed away now. He's actually, my grandfather's name was Warren, and Chip is Warren Jr., and they called him Chip because he's a chip off the old block. and everybody knows him as Chip. That's all it was. If you called him Warren, he'd be like, that's my dad. What are you talking about? So my whole life, everybody always called him Chip. Yeah. But funny story with the Eric thing, and I don't know if I've told you this before, Poe, but when Kelly and I got married, all of our wedding stuff says Eric and Kelly. And when we were up in Colorado, we had gone on a little trip away, and one of the girls that worked at the campground, she was dog sitting for us. And you know, we told her anytime you want, if you want to hang out at the house and watch TV or whatever, because we had a big TV and stuff like that, you can hang out or whatever. And it's a small motorhome. So, well, in the back room, in the wall, above the wall, there's a little banner type thing, and it says Eric and Kelly, and has the wedding date and all that, and a little mushy sentence or something like that. And after we got back, she goes, yeah, I got a question for you. And I'm like, what's up? She goes, I saw that wedding thing back there. And I'm like, oh, and you're wondering who Eric is? She's like, kind of. So I told her the whole thing. That's my middle name. And Kelly called me by my middle name all the time. And she goes, oh, okay, that makes sense. I was just thinking, like, you're the coolest husband ever, and don't get bothered by anything if you're letting her hang her ex-husband's wedding banner in your house. I'm like, no. But so yeah, she was concerned there. And then Kelly was worried when my mom saw the stuff. She thought she'd be offended because she doesn't use my first name. Is she going to be offended because I'm not using your first name? And I'm like, I don't think she cares either way. And she doesn't. She's like, whatever. But It did start getting awkward, especially when Kelly and I started working together, because she can't refer to me as Eric. Nobody else knows me as that. She would do it for a short time. Before we left the store, she worked at the grocery store, and if she needed something, she'd call me over the intercom, over the PA. She'd be like, "Eric, can you come up to register 4?" And the other guys would be like, "Who'd she call? We don't have an Eric that works here." And I'd just be like, "I'll just go see what she wants." So, hey, Salvatore is here.
Hey.
Good to see you. But
yeah, my grandfather on my mother's side, his name was Leon Earl, but he went by Earl. All those people in the old days went by the middle name. And his son was a junior, so they just called him Junior. He wasn't Leon either. And then his son was Leon Earl III. They just called him Lee. So you didn't have an actual Leon out of the three of them, even though that was all their first name.
Nice. Yeah. Eric, bring the Arby sandwiches, please. Yeah. Yeah.
My daughter took us and she led us to the place at college, her college, where she wanted to get a picture. And it was in front of the great big, they have an archway with the name of the school and everything. Well, she leads us to the Arby's parking lot and gets out. I'm like, "This is where you wanted a picture? Oh, this Arby's meant a lot to you while you were in school, huh?" No.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Yeah, I talked about when we left Arkansas and went to Colorado. I said, we're going to a whole new state. Nobody there knows us at all. I could just switch over and go by Eric. But then I never do. I always forget about it or whatever. And for a while, she was kind of like, "No, I kind of like that I'm the only one that calls you that." And I'm like, "All right, what?" But now she doesn't really call me that ever, because there's just not that many occasions where you call your spouse by their first name. Yeah, usually if she's trying, she just psst, psst. And I'm like, "What?" Yeah. Let's see. Oh, did you get her a combo meal? I like the big roast beefs.
We had just eaten at that Italian place before, and believe me, nobody was hungry after that. The plates were like that at that place. So.
Yeah, that same deal yesterday. That I was very full when I left that. I told Kelly after the fact, because a lot of times Kelly won't eat a full serving, whatever they bring. She usually brings some home. So she was about halfway done her lasagna, and I was about halfway done my chicken Parmesan stuff. And I asked her, I said, are you gonna eat all of that, or should we take this home and save it for lunch tomorrow? And she's like, "No, I'm really hungry, and this is really good. I think I'm gonna keep eating off of this." So we ended up eating it all, and I was stuffed. And then near the end, I was like, when I said that, I was kind of thinking we could just stop here and then stop at, go through the McDonald's drive-thru or something, get a milkshake for the ride home. She's like, "Well, now you tell me." But by then we were just stuffed.
Yeah, I can't even
Italian food. Yeah. The bread was really good. It wasn't worldwide bread. It was just regular. Another family sat down at a table relatively far for the size of the restaurant. And I said, "That guy right over there, that's a smart man." Kelly's like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "I'm almost positive he ordered the chicken Parmesan." But
when we sat down, they brought us our bread to start. And my mother-in-law's opposite from me across the table. She grabs the bread, takes one and a thing of butter, and passes it the long way around. I'm like, whoa. I'm paying for 8 people here, and I'm the last guy to get a piece of bread. Something wrong with that here.
Yeah. That's messed up. Yeah. Yeah, they brought us a little basket of bread, and they did the normal thing that these restaurants, I think they do it on purpose. There's 2 of us, and they bring 5 pieces of bread.
Right, they got to duke it out for that last.
Yeah, so, but I can take Kelly. I put my hand out on her forehead, and she can't reach it. But she brought it home. She brought home the last piece of bread. But it was good. And I found it hard to believe, but Kelly's like, so what is that? I'm like, chicken parmesan. She'd never had it. So I gave her. It's funny. We still had the little plates that they give you to eat the bread, and so I took and I cut off just one little piece of chicken, and then I got some spaghetti stuff and put it next to it. And I'm like, "There's your mini chicken parmesan." She's like,
Yeah, I love
this is
chicken
really
parm.
good.
I used to always get veal parmesan, but then I switched over to chicken parm. That's a place.
Yeah. Wow, it's been a long time since I had veal, but yeah, now I always get the chicken. It was a thought. They did have chicken Alfredo also, and I almost went for
Nice. I got the seafood Alfredos. It had the shrimp and crab meat and scallops, and oh man, was that friggin' good! It was huge too.
Yeah, well, she saw on the menu when she was looking at the restaurant, she saw that they had the baked lasagna, and she's like, "I'm getting lasagna." She knew before we even sat down, "I'm getting the lasagna," and then she said, "Are you getting the lasagna?" And I'm like, "No, I don't think so." And I thought about getting a calzone.
Oh yeah.
But I saw on there, and I'm like, "No, I'm going with the chicken parm." But I found out, hey, Herb Wars,
Hey, how's it going?
Herb's here. I can't say Herb Wars today. Had a chicken parm sandwich for dinner. I found out the hard way that I was lucky for a long time. One good thing I can say, well, I can't say that because two good things are my sons, but my ex-wife, she was allergic to ricotta cheese. It's weird. If she ate any at all, within like 30 seconds, she was vomiting violently. And so we never would get lasagna that had ricotta cheese in it. She wouldn't make lasagna with ricotta cheese. And then after we got divorced, I had some lasagna that had ricotta cheese in it, and I found out that I think ricotta cheese tastes disgusting. I don't like it at all. And
I know people like that. My kids never cared for it. My oldest brother and sister did. Like when my mom would make manicotti when we were growing up, I thought it was the greatest thing on earth. Or stuffed shells. She would do some that had meat and some that had ricotta cheese, and my brother and sister just hated it.
Yeah. I went most of my adult life, and I don't know if my mom didn't like it either or my dad didn't like it because I never ate it as a kid. And I couldn't eat it. We didn't risk it, when I was married to my ex. And then when I tried, I'm like, ooh, yeah, no, I don't like that so much. And I saw on the menu, I'm sure I could have asked for it without it, but I don't know if they make this lasagna fresh or if it's
right
how they're doing it. It was really good though. So, but Kelly confirmed it did have ricotta cheese in it, which she said she's not the biggest fan of. She prefers it. Some people put cottage cheese in instead of ricotta if they make lasagna. And I think she said her mom would mix the two. So it had some ricotta and some cottage cheese. It was kind of a mix of it. Yeah. Everyone's saying hi to Herb. Been a while since Polo and Herb Wars have seen each other, so that's good. Polo says he's hanging out with Megan, Kelly, and us too. We made the list. It's not just Megan. Hey, Kaos is back. Good to see you, Rick. Welcome back.
Polo was hanging out with Megan Kelly.
Yeah. Poe, Kaos noticed your watch and your conjunction junction. What's our function? Hooking up words and phrases and clauses out of the frying pan and into the fire.
Yeah, I use this watch for tracking my sleep. I actually got it for AFib. That happened to me once. They don't know why. I went to the hospital and they gave me pills, and then my heart went back to normal. But I remember that night they said, if the pills don't work, we're going to have to shock you. I'm like, oh, please, pills, please work. And they did. But then after that, they had me get checked up for it just in case. And really strange, though. I think that night I was sick. And I actually threw up a few times, and that's when I noticed my heart started racing. So that's what triggered it out of nowhere. It's like throwing up. So,
wow. If and for a little Easter egg, if you watch Poe's videos and pay attention, when he's doing intros and outros, sometimes his watch will flash the right way, and you can see his video on his watch.
There's a little me. That's a plus side.
Poe.
I mostly use it to track my sleep with, to see how much sleep I got when I woke up, when I was in REM. It's really neat. You can do that each morning. But yeah, I come out here and actually you mentioned it. I made videos real quick, intros for 3 videos. And I was just telling you guys I had no time this weekend. I had a very small window. So I came out here and I'm doing these intros and everything, and it wasn't working. So I'm like trying to hit the thing to get it to start and everything else. I needed to update my watch. So I'm like, here we go. I got to sit here another 15 minutes. I'm trying to get these videos done. But it's so convenient. You set the camera up there and then you just hit start, record, go, and then hit it again and you're done.
That's nice. And yeah. Oh, and Kaos also had, I'm wearing the Portland Pinball. It's all based on Monster Bash. We talked about that earlier. Megan did that normal thing that happens a lot. She said, I played the Back to the Future table on Pinball FX Go. And then she put in here table because I can spell LOL, not realizing that I read right through that when I read it the first time and had no idea that she typoed until she pointed out that she typoed.
The table. Well, I was pointing out, I think she said good the one time, but wrote goog. So then I kept saying goog every time I saw her in chat somewhere.
Yeah, now from now on, it's going to be, hey, Megan, did you play that new table? There's a new table we're doing this week.
It's pretty googling.
It's pretty googling. Yeah. That's a cool table. Pinball FX Back to the Future. That is I like that table. And you can play that in VR too, right? That is one of the VR tables. Yeah. Yeah, when I was showing Debbie earlier, I was talking about my channel and stuff like that. And I was scrolling through my videos and she saw one of my VR pinball videos. She goes, wait, is that playing pinball in VR? And I'm like, yeah. And that other kid, Noah, he was sitting back there and he's like, wait, you can do that? I'm like, yeah, there's a video right there. You can watch it. You can see how that works. But I didn't get a chance to tell them. And I'm guessing Debbie had to actually do some work because she is working. She relieved me today. But anyone that knows that's played VR and watched videos of the same game on YouTube, it's like 2 different things. It's so much better in the headset than on YouTube.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, that was Goog Poe. Kaos messed up. He had a chance right away to say that's his best table, but he went with table. He has crazy. Oh, and I had to point out to Debbie also I forgot to say it while she was here. I was talking about my Flick My Balls shirt that I wore Thursday night on the show, so I pulled it up on the work computer just to show her. You couldn't see the whole thing, but you could see the Flick My. And I was telling them how you can cover the F and it says lick my balls. You can squeeze the L and I together. It says fuck my balls. But I was going to tell her while she was here that Mr. Poestyle bought me that shirt. So that was a gift from Poe. So every time Kelly flicks my balls, I think of Poe. Every time my balls get flicked, I think of Paul. Smack the balls till the cows come home. That's why not. That's how I decided to marry Kelly, because she smacks the balls till the cows come home. Chaos, do you milk them first? What are you talking about? The cows or the balls? That's a whole. Thinking about buying 2 flux capacitors and giving one of them away on the channel.
Nice.
Yeah. What's good about giving away a flux capacitor, now I'm just making this up so it could bomb, is you can give it to someone and then use the other flex capacitor to go forward in time, steal it from them, and then come back and you have both of them again.
Right.
You just leave some evidence from. I guess if you milk someone else's balls, you can leave some evidence, and you won't even get caught.
Jumping gigawatts. I think someone just milked my balls, Marty.
Oh, fun and nostalgic table. Yeah, and it is. I'll go with the big complaint a lot of people have is they didn't get the original voice actors and the original lines from the movies, with Michael J. Fox and all that. But I can see past that. I like the table enough that I can get past it. So let's see. Have to go Back to the Future. Seriously, Back to the Future is my best table. I have all the upgrades because I'm sick like that.
Nice. That's the one thing I had a question about. Though. You said about using that iScore. You're going to do like Zen tables on there. Play from wherever you want. But didn't FX3 have all those extra things that gave you bonuses and stuff like that?
I don't know. Was there? Well, if you play in, you'd have to play in the
Just the classic mode.
Classic mode instead of playing in arcade mode. Yeah.
Okay.
That's again, that's honor system. You know.
Yeah.
Well, it'll tell you in the screenshot. If people take a screenshot of their thing at the end, it'll tell you whether you're in classic or arcade.
Right.
You could play in that arcade mode and you'd have all your power ups and all that stuff.
I haven't done that for a long time. I'm assuming that's also an FX3, but I haven't played it or the new FX. I mean.
Yeah, they do have the different modes, but I never play them. I always play in classic mode. And
yeah, the only time I did those, I think sometime Bart. I'm sorry, one guy, Eric. No, Greg. Back in the day, I think a few times he had challenges that you played in arcade mode or something like that.
Yeah, he would do some of those, and like Kaos is saying, he's got all the upgrades and all that stuff for that table. So sometimes it would be tough for someone that doesn't have any of those, no bonus multipliers and all that. That's why I always like to play in classic mode. So, but I do like the idea of saying, screw it. We don't care how you play it. Just play the correct table. I even told Kelly when I was talking about it, just kind of thinking out loud and running it past her. I'm like, yeah, if you have it on PlayStation, play it on PlayStation. You have it on Steam, play it on Steam. If you have it on the Switch, play it there. If you have it on Pinball, play it there. If it's a Williams table and they have it at the local arcade down the street, play it there. Take a picture on the real machine. I don't care as long as it's the same game, the same table, Let's see. I can't blame him with all the Crispin Glover drama. Great Scott, Marty. Look at this table. Wow. That's heavy, Doc.
That's heavy, Doc. You got to crack the voice a little bit.
Yeah. Is there something wrong with the Earth's gravitational pull? That's deep. Personally, like the skill shot with the different time frame and all that. They pack a lot of fun into a single table. Yeah. Yeah, the Crispin Glover situation is crazy. That is true. Yeah. And it's a great theme. Yeah, it's a good table. It's a lot of fun. They did a lot of neat things with that table, and it's a great theme, which makes it all the better. I'm going to turn off my air. I'm actually getting a little chilly. It's down to 76 in here. It's going to be snowing soon.
I've had my door open the whole time. Now it's about time to close it, I think. A little chilly here.
Yeah. I don't know if the weather, well, it's still sunny. So if I open it, look at this. Sun's like right there. And we're probably still in fly time. The flies have woke up and they are no longer sleeping. And did I tell you, I know I told you about the first one, but now we're at 2 snakes that I've had in the yard.
Oh, yeah.
2 rattlesnakes. The one was technically, I'm sure it came through the yard, but it was outside the fence, right outside the fence, and the dogs were barking at it. So it was like just sitting there, just rattling like crazy. I'm like, if you guys would just leave him alone, he'll go away. But I had a discussion with the girl we drove to to the bus stop. She was freaking out about the snakes here. And I don't think she ever saw a rattlesnake. She was here for over a year. I don't think she ever saw one, but she's freaked out by the concept. And I had to remind her, it's like rattlesnakes don't want to bite you. That's why they rattle.
Right.
That's not a stealth maneuver. Ooh, I'm going to go get me something. That's a stay the heck away. And, you know, and it always makes me think of Bill Burr with his, it's part of the no reason to hit a woman joke thing. And he said, when he's talking about you're not allowed to ask questions about what caused the fight. And he said, if I got bit by a rattlesnake, wouldn't you have questions? What were you doing? Were you fucking with it? It's like, and I told her, you almost got to step on a rattlesnake to get it to bite you. They're not, or try to pick it up. Yeah. Poe's frogs are discussing stuff.
Yeah, they're going nuts out there.
Yeah. Let's see. Kaos is on Crispin Glover's side at the end. Yeah. Megan doesn't blame him either. Kind of like Disney with James Earl Jones. I don't know about that one. What's the drama with Disney and James Earl Jones? I didn't know about that one. We're going to have to start calling it Hanging Out with Poe, the Frogs, and Offgrid. See, I love sounds like that, though.
You'll be hearing the crickets once summer comes too.
Sounds. Yeah, we were sitting out the other day and it's been a long time. When we were up in Colorado, we got one of those propane fire pits, and when we got here, we didn't use it, and I had it sitting right at the end of the trailer. And one thing out here where we're at, it's so windy and dusty and dirty and sandy that anything you put outside, if it's out there long enough, it will get buried in sand. And even the bushes and stuff out in the field, they all have a mound of sand around the base of them because the sand just blows and it gets caught there. Well, I'm kind of building. I got the idea looking at people that make gazebos out of pallets because I got a shit ton of pallets laying around. And I didn't build a gazebo. What I just built was a windbreak / shade wall, basically, and put a couple little sides on it. Put our recliner, lounge chair, whatever you call them, yard chair, put those on there. And I went and I said, I'm going to go grab that fire pit. Thing was halfway underground, only about this much, maybe 3 or 4 inches was out of the dirt. Right? And I'm like, oh, geez, I had to get a shovel and pry underneath it because it's like caked in there. The legs are like, almost 8 inches underground. And pried it up out of there, and the regulator control, whatever you want to call it, and for the flame height, that was all buried and all that stuff, and still had the hose connected to it and all. And I'm like, this is not probably whatever. And I checked, and my propane tanks are empty. I got to go change one out. And I was like, wait, I was just over at Shelby's messing with her solar. She's got a propane tank that's about half full. So I grabbed that propane tank, hooked it up, turned it on. As soon as I turned the propane on, I could hear it. It was running through, lit it. It lit right up. The regulator's working perfect. Wow. Like, what? Wow. Took it.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Took the hose to it, cleaned it all up, washed it. And it's working great. So we came out here the other night and just sat in those chairs. The sun was going down, but we were in the shade from it, and it was getting at that point, I think it was like 72 degrees outside or something like that with a light breeze. And I lit the little fire thing, and it's like, wow, we haven't done this in a long time. A lot of birds were in the area, so we were hearing a lot of bird sounds. It's like sometimes it's nice to just sit out there and hear the sounds of nature. If you're not listening to the sounds of nature, you should be listening to the sounds of the retro creep.
Hey.
Yeah, James.
That's the way I heard it too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, but I'm not for sure. Yeah. let's see. Kaos is in the middle of a what do they call it? Mandela effect. Yeah, I thought they got that all ironed out, but I'm not for sure. Creep saying hello to everyone.
Okay, I'm going to step away to put my charger in here.
All right, I'll read through some of these things while you're gone. Disney is the Nintendo of their industry. Trying to sue them for anything is almost pointless. Yeah. Everything's just off slightly enough that I know I'm not directly on my original timeline. Did the Beatles still exist? That's the important one. Yeah. I like that movie. So getting back to movies, I like that. What was it called? Yesterday, where the Beatles suddenly didn't exist anymore, but that guy remembered it, and he was just making all that money off of redoing their songs. Kaos says, yeah, he feels like they did sign off also. Pierre saying, hey to the creeper. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I know Disney will do everything they can to make a penny and do everything they can to make sure someone doesn't make a penny off of them. So, but Disney's got their hand in about everything now. I got to go back and watch the, what do they call it? Oh, I can't think of his name now. What's the guy from Rogue One? And he's got his series. They're on season 2 now, I think. I never watched it yet, but I think I want to. Yeah. Official Arcade Chaos disclaimer. Don't quote me on that. Yeah. I said something absolutely ridiculous to one of the girls at work last week. I think it was on Tuesday when I had to go in. And then after like a few seconds that she's just staring at me blankly, I'm like, I was kidding. And she goes, I can never tell if you're joking or if you're serious. And I said, well, here's a clue. The default is I'm joking. I'll let you know if I'm serious about something. And I think I was pissing off the Tiffany, the assistant manager. Andor. Yeah, thank you, Creep. Thank you, Andor. There was another employee there, and we were talking about something, and everything they were saying, I was just making jokes about. And because I knew what was going on, I've worked there long enough, and I know everything, but this other girl is kind of new. So Tiffany was trying to tell her some stuff, and I'm just cracking joke at her, and she would just be like, really? It's funny. Just keep going. She knows I'm joking, but sometimes they don't. That's what I don't understand. How people, don't get jokes. Sometimes I'll make them so outrageous, and I'm sure you do too, Poe, because you joke around all the time. And sometimes you make them so outrageous, you think there's no need for an explanation.
Right.
And they're still like, really? You're like, no, not really. It's like, yeah. I was mad because Kelly didn't know what chicken parmesan was, so I backed the truck tire up over her foot. Really? No, I didn't back the car up over my yeah. But, yeah, that's like that. The young girl came down in the holiday and asked if we had those little complimentary toothpastes. But she didn't say that. She just said, do you have those little toothpastes? And I saw she had a debit card in her hand. So I handed it to her and I said, that'll be $72. She paused and then handed me the debit card. And I'm like, I'm joking. I said, no, go ahead and take the toothpaste, but talk to your dad about money management. Now, whether or not she did talk to her dad about money management, I don't know. But yeah, she paused and handed me the debit card, $72 for a mini tube.
Could you imagine what their reaction would be after the fact? You did what?
Yeah. And I had a couple probably in their mid-20s. They checked out and then they put their luggage in the car and then they came back in to eat breakfast. And when the wife was walking by, I stopped her. I said, "Hey, since you've checked out, you're no longer guests. I'm going to have to charge you for breakfast." I think she was going to fight me. She like bowed up and she leaned into the counter. She said, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "No, I'm just joking. Go ahead and enjoy your breakfast." But one of my favorites was up in Arkansas. I carried out groceries for this little old lady, and I got to the end of her stuff, and there was a gallon of milk and a loaf of bread. So I looked at her. I said, "Do you want me to put the milk on top of the bread so it doesn't roll around in the seat?" And she grabbed the bread out of my hand. "No, I do not." I wasn't going to mash your bread, lady. It was clearly a joke. And sometimes it wasn't the customers. I was bagging groceries for one of the young girls, and a gallon of milk came down. So I asked the lady we were supposed to ask, "Do you want this in a bag?" And trying to save on bags, I guess, and whatever. She said, "Yeah" or "No." I don't remember. That's not important. But what I said was, I told the checker girl and the lady who was coming out, I said, "Yeah, yesterday I had a lady had a 10-pound bag of potatoes. So I asked her if she wanted it in a bag, and she said no. So I cut the bag open and dumped all the potatoes in the cart." And the girl that was running the register, she turned around, "Did you really do that?" I'm like, "No, Samantha, I didn't really do that." And the lady that was getting checked out, she's just like, yeah. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Berenstein Bears, Berenstein. That's Kaos is going through a whole bunch of Mandela effects.
Oh yes, yeah, I've heard that one.
Yeah. Did the Monopoly man have a monocle? Some people say yes, some people say no. Yeah, there's a bunch of those things. I don't know.
Well, yeah, we also had, what was it? The Sinbad was supposedly in the Genie movie that never happened, or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
Kazam. I don't know what it was. I think it was.
Yeah. I am a smooth operator. Just ask Sade. Is that who did that? Smooth operator. Oh, but it's not just the subtle stuff like that. It's stuff that's just a second and a half off from normalcy. I had a theory. I told Kelly this theory one time. We were talking about deja vu. And, you get the deja vu, you get that weird feeling and all that stuff, and it's kind of creepy. I said, my theory is you have this deja vu because two parallel universes get too close together and they're synced up, and you just get the other one is just ahead of us. It's not synced perfectly. But when we brush over, you get the memory from the other one. So that's why it feels like you've been there before, because it just happened in a parallel universe seconds before that. And they're just a hair out of sync. And, I'm just making it up like everything else in life. And Kelly's like, that could be a theory. I'm like, it could be. I don't know. I don't know what causes deja vu, but it's a weird feeling. And that sounds
stories are always neat, like what Cass is talking about and what you're talking about. And I remember my brother saying one time, you hear these ghost stories and things like that. And I remember my brother saying to me, this was years ago, he's like, they're not ghosts. It's just something's just right with the atmosphere that the past is replaying itself. Something's going on there. So you're seeing the actual event that took place. I'm like, whoa, mind blown. We weren't even smoking or anything.
Yeah. Well, that's why you don't cross the streams.
Especially the steel mill.
Yeah. Just because the new generation lives in that absurdity of normalcy being obliterated by all common sense. Yeah. I love watching those shows where they talk about all that crazy stuff and what's looking into whether it's ghosts, paranormal stuff, or just aliens and all that. And,
the giant story from Afghanistan. Did you hear that story?
Oh,
It's a Mr. Ballin story. So Might want to look it up. I don't know if it was a newer one or not because I've been going through his stuff. Some of the stuff years back, some of it's new. But when he was on SEAL Team 2 over there. An interpreter asked him if he heard about the giant from the certain mountain range, and he hadn't at that point. But while he was there for that time, he kept hearing everybody tell this story about the giant. And there was a team that went missing in the mountains, so they sent another team out to find them. And when they got to this one area in the mountain, they saw a huge cave, and they saw the bones of some of the people they were looking for. And supposedly there was this huge giant that came out of there, killed one of the guys, but then they took him down. The government picked up the body in a helicopter and took it out of there and changed all of their reports, their official reports. And there's like several guys that still to this day say, no, there was a freaking giant, like 12 foot tall.
Wow. Yeah. Well, of course, with Bigfoot, I still go with Mitch Hedberg's theory that Bigfoot is just blurry. That's why no one can get a good picture of him. And that's even scarier, that there's a big blurry monster running around the woods. Oh, that guy was funny.
Everything. Yeah. And what was the one? He's like, I haven't slept for 7 days. And then he's like, because that would be way too long, man.
Yeah. Or I liked his, I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to also. Yeah. And then, of course, you watch him, and then you got to go back to the OG Stephen Wright. And just that dude. Yeah. What was that one? They're the 1,000 ants that dressed up like rice and robbed a Chinese restaurant. I don't think they did it. I know some of them, and they wouldn't do something like that.
He had that scene. Oh, what was it? I Married an Axe Murderer. He's in that one. I think he's like a pilot or something. Yeah, he's a pilot. He's flying a plane or a helicopter, and he's bringing the one cop in. Well, he falls asleep while he's flying the helicopter, and he's like, wake up, you fell asleep. He's like, man, I was having the craziest dream. He's like, man, I was born 7 months premature. The doctors and nurses were freaking out. Stephen Wright, just the way he said things was hilarious.
Yeah, I liked his when he used to sneak out of the womb when his mom wasn't paying attention. he would go steal stuff because he figured that's the time to do a crime spree when you don't have fingerprints yet. Yeah, he was a classic. He still is, he's still pretty funny. I saw an interview with him not that long ago. I don't think he's dead, right? He's still alive.
I think he's still alive. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him. Yeah, Stephen Wright is a crack up. Yeah, and he's from up that way, right? Creep. He's from up there in the Northeast. Was he from Boston? I think he is. Stephen Wright. But yeah, but every time I watch Mitch Hedberg, I'll usually follow it up with watching some Stephen Wright. And it's so funny. It's like watching the Rodney Dangerfield. They got a video out there, his 100 best jokes. I can watch that video over and over and over again. I've heard him so many times, but it just cracks me up. And same with Stephen Wright. I can watch the same bit just because of his delivery and just how absurd the stuff is. And it's just amazing. Yeah. And Dangerfield with all his self-deprecation and just blasting his wife and himself at the same time. I like the one he was on Carson, and he said they're talking about quitting smoking, and he said, yeah, my wife and I made a pact, and we said we'll only smoke a cigarette after we have sex. And he says, I have the same pack of cigarettes for the last 10 years. The problem is my wife's up to 3 packs a day. Cambridge, Massachusetts. Yeah. is where Stephen Wright. But yeah, Dangerfield, all those guys, and a lot of that stuff. Dangerfield said you probably couldn't get away with anymore.
Right.
You know, kind of like Dice Clay. His whole bit would be canceled before he finished the first sentence. But he cracked me up too. All right. Anything else? We're at that 2 hour mark.
Yeah, it's time to think about going to bed.
Yeah, it's been a long week, long weekend. You got to get to work tomorrow.
Now we got to think up a new challenge probably for next week, hopefully, if there's time.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to ask anybody to come on this week just because it's Mother's Day, so maybe we'll talk about maybe having somebody on again soon.
Okay.
Just to shoot the breeze.
Sounds great. It'd be great to have someone. I know we've talked to a couple people. Don Rickles. Don Rickles, I can watch his stuff 1,000 times also.
He's in dirty work, so check that out.
Yeah. I'll have to catch that. Yeah, I got to watch that movie. But, yeah, maybe next week we can get someone on here. That would be fun. A couple people have talked about getting on here, and it would be great. So, yeah, if you're looking to get on the show and you got a way to get a hold of me or Poe, whether it's Discord or any other way, send us a message.
Yeah, we'd love
like
to
have people on here.
Would love to have the creep on sometime. And
yeah, definitely. I watched the creep on his live stream. He's come on here on our live stream, and I've never got to talk to him directly. So it'd be great to meet him and talk to him. So Creeper, if you want to come on, just let us know. Get with Poe. All right, Joker's saying, thanks, guys. See you in the Discord. Thanks, says Polo. And we're getting to that point. The best part of the week.
And this week here, we got the retro replay with Mike's Gaming Gala Tuesday, 8. They'll be talking about the first cartridges, video game cartridges, and the Fairchild Channel F. I told Mike I would talk to Willie, and I did. So Willie from Arcade USA is going to be on. I'll be on there too, but Willie knows all the stuff. I'll just be there kind of like, hey, how you doing? And maybe I'll whip out my Fairchild for you. But
yeah,
and I finally did a video on the Pac-Man anthology, the Sprint, and that should be done. I'll probably get that one out tomorrow or the day after.
Nice. Excellent. Yeah. So definitely look for that Tuesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, Mike's Gaming Gala channel. And did they put it on Brian's channel too, BD Retro Mods?
Yeah, I think so.
Of course, Monday night, tomorrow night, Casey's show. And I think he's going to show, he's got another newer update of Frantic. I think he's going to be showing on that. Aaron that made Frantic said that when he gets it up to, I think he's up to 16 levels now, or 14 or 15 or something like that. And he said when he gets it to 20 levels, he's going to do another release on Atari Age. So maybe we'll get some more info on that, and Casey's going to play some of that tomorrow. Of course, Crispy is on Wednesday night. Me and Greg will be on Thursday night, and Megan and Derek are on Friday during the day. 1 o'clock Eastern. Mike's Gaming Gala Saturday, 2 o'clock. And that gets right back to Sunday. And
Pierre, Monday, Tuesdays, and Friday?
Pierre is Monday, Tuesday. Is he doing Friday regularly now?
I don't. He was doing the Neo Geo again, I think, this past Friday. I missed, I think, everything it has this week. It was just a busy week. But.
Yeah. And Creeper's on a lot of times. Most afternoons, I think he's going on. So look for the Creeper. A lot of days, Pierre's on Monday night, Tuesday night, leading into those shows we talked about. And he's got some stuff going on Friday. And I don't know if Crispy does the Friday thing with the misses every week either, but that's cool. So who's on Hump Day? That would be Crispy. Crispy's on. He leads into Go Game Go's channel,
Go Game Go.
Right?
Yeah, and Go Game Go has been doing Mario, on Wednesday, Mario Kart World. But he did say today during one of his videos, as soon as that new Star Fox comes out, he's going to switch over to that for a little bit on Wednesday nights because you can do 8-player online with that. So that'll be cool.
Oh, nice. Pierre says Monday and Tuesday this week. There won't be a Friday show. And Michael might goes live later tonight if he gets his sound wired up.
Nice.
Yeah, and so far Crispy's been doing every Friday night with the missus. So yeah, and keep an eye on Michael's channel. He goes live a lot, so you can catch him a lot.
He did say too. They'll be switching that over. What's it? Well, I can't remember the name of it. They're playing the same game my daughter's been playing on the Switch lately. But when the new Yoshi game comes out, he thinks they're going to switch over to that on Fridays. He said.
Oh, cool. That's cool. All right. Is that it?
I don't have the Gaming Road Warrior to interrupt anymore, so I'll just say, okay, that's it.
Right. And again, check out the only thing I got to say is check out the iScored. If you go on the Discord pinball channel, there are links in there and in a couple of places where you can put your scores up for the pinball. And when Poe and I do come up with one for next week, I'll put it on there also so people can put their score on the iScored along with that stuff. So that's all I got. And
that's it.
Yeah. We'll catch you next week. And Poe will catch you on Tuesday. So here goes the best part of the week right here.
Oh, yeah.
Later.
Thanks for stopping by, guys. We hope to see you next week.
Hanging out with Poe and Offgrid. Yeah, the retro game stories. You know what they did. From Atari to Zaxxon, every secret unwound. Best closing credits theme. The baddest around. Flippers are flapping, the high scores in sight. Talking old consoles, day in and day out, through the night. Every button pressed, every cartridge blown clean. Reliving the glory on a glowing screen. Hanging out with Poe and Offgrid. Yeah, the retro game stories, you know what they did. From Atari to Zaxxon, every secret unwound. Best closing credits theme. The baddest around. No cheat codes needed, just passion and fun. For every true gamer till the podcast is done.